A girl brings her friend home. Dad notices a strange resemblance and Mom fainted after she finds that. Alice and Christy started as friends, but slowly their friendship turned into a romance. She brought him home to meet her parents. At first look, the parents had their doubts and therefore did some investigation. Everybody was stunned when the results came out. The whole house was in emotional turmoil. Christy and Alice were born and brought up in New York and had been together for 2 years. They were perfect for each other, both excelled in their respective fields, Alice in engineering and Christy in art history. Since both of them had different social and academic backgrounds, they met in their final year of college. But soon, their happy life was about to come crumbling down. The lovebirds never thought that one small thing could break their hearts. The happiest couple were part of the local schools where the authorities ran a local orphanage through charity. The orphanage was nearby the college, and that was where they met, and from there, the magical relationship between Christy and Alice developed. They were more connected than ever, and both decided to take a major step in their relationship. However, they didn't know that this decision would change their lives forever and all the magic they had would be gone forever. The duo never thought they would end up questioning their love for each other. The day started. As usual, Alice told her parents that she had found her life partner and they told her to invite him. She brought Christy home, and all of them had a great time, but her parents noticed something and wanted to confirm their doubts before making any big announcement. On the other hand, the lovebirds were on top of the world, as they thought that their relationship was finalized. Alice and Christy went ahead and even adopted a German Shepherd and opened a joint Instagram account to share the animal's cute photos. Their feed was filled with photos and videos of the pup as well as photos of themselves. It was a way for them to keep the memories alive for years, but one comment sprouted a seed of doubt in their minds. The simple comment read, "You two look the same." At first Christy and Alice laughed at the comment. However, new comments started branching off from the first, and they couldn't help but take them in. Another user said you guys look like identical twins, and someone also recommended that they get a DNA test. That's when they started questioning everything. Now both looked at each other differently. Alice and Christy also began to see the similarities. Therefore, both sat down and discussed their family lines and histories trying to make sense of it. Alice shared her concerns with her parents, and that's when the father told her that they, too, had some doubts. Hearing this, Alice and Christy rushed to the hospital to take a DNA test and find out the truth. Meanwhile, their post on Instagram had gone viral and there were even more comments regarding their resemblance and similarities. The next few days became a blur for Christy and Alice as they awaited their results via physical mail. The test results came, and before the two knew it, they were sitting on opposite ends of their dining table ready to face this nightmare. Christy rose and gave a peck on Alice's forehead and unwrapped the envelope. Both knew that if the test came positive, they would have to end their romantic relationship. He pulled out the paper and began to cry. He stammered, "We are not related, Alice." She snatched the paper from his hand and reread the paper, pulling it closer to her eyes, to ensure she didn't miss anything. But the answer was not going to change. Alice shared the good news with her parents. Christy and his girlfriend opened a bottle to celebrate their love and the fact that they were not related in any way. The joyous pair also posted selected parts of the DNA results on Instagram, finally updating their growing fan base on the gut-wrenching situation. Sadly, another couple could not open the bottle, since their outcome was different and unfortunate. 29-year-old Brittany had gone through a bad marriage which she thought was one of the most painful experiences in her life. However, little did she know that her life was yet to become more devastating. She had just finalized her divorce from the man she thought she would spend the rest of her life with. To make matters worse, Brittany believed that she would never have the chance to be a mother, something she had wanted for a very long time. But the woman had to move on and therefore, she packed her bags and moved to Alabama to start a new life. After sending out numerous job applications, Brittany finally got a job offer to work at a retail store. Then came Mark into her life. They first met at her place of work, and he did not waste any time in asking her out. At first, Brittany said no as she had just come out of a failed marriage and wanted some time. But she couldn't avoid the attraction anymore, and eventually decided to date Mark. After dating for a year, Mark and Brittany got married, and things were finally going according to her plan. The 29-year-old woman always dreamt of a big family, because she was an orphan and was the only child in the foster family, because of which the house felt lonely. The newlywed couple tried for a year, but there was no success, and thus both turned toward IVF. The doctor started the procedure and conducted some routine tests, where he stumbled across something that changed everything. As a part of the IVF process, the doctor needs to retrieve DNA samples from both parents to evaluate their genetic background. The lab assistant immediately noticed how similar the samples of Brittany and Mark were. After inspecting closer, the assistant immediately contacted the doctor. He soon contacted the couple and asked them to visit the clinic. The doctor sighed deeply before informing Brittany and Mark that the results indicated that they were fraternal twins. Brittany burst out laughing, thinking it was some sort of joke, but the doctor's serious face said otherwise. The heartbroken couple approached the court and shared their story. Brittany and Mark's marriage was instantly declared null and void by the court.